Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. And in today's video I actually have decided to do another ranking, and in this video you're gonna see my top 10 palettes based on how many times I've used them for looks. So these are my top most used palettes, the palettes I've created the most looks with, and we're gonna go from number 10 to number 1, and hopefully you like this ranking. These are probably gonna be also some of my oldest palettes or my most unique palettes, and they're probably gonna have the most pans in my collection, though not all of these. Some of these I just use kind of for specific shades and they have a lot of pans, and some of these I use for kind of the whole color store and maybe they're not gonna have that many pans, but I thought that this could be fun. Also, let me know down in the description if you would like me to rank my palettes based on how many times I've used them last year, because I have my tally from 2020, the end of 2024 and the end of 2025, so I can compare how many uses we have for each of these palettes and if they like what's the difference, right? So I could also rank my entire collection based on that, and if you would be interested in that, please let me know down below in the comment section and I can film that video any day. So that's kind of for the introduction. Please like this video, and if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I upload every single day. I do a lot of different like creative, colorful makeup looks, and I do makeup diaries, swatches, these kind of collection videos, and a lot of penning projects. So if you're interested in that, if you would like to get some inspiration, or if you just like to have a little bit of makeup content every single day, please consider subscribing. I don't just upload like reviews and new products, even though you will see that once in a while, like maybe once or twice a month, but mostly I just focus on what I have, and I'm trying to reach 2K for the summer, so I would gladly appreciate having you here and have another makeup enthusiast amongst us. But now, let's just get right into these palettes. Most of these have over 50 looks created with them, which means like over 50 days that I've used that palette for some portion of the whole of the look, or maybe a whole look. And I think there's only one palette that has been used less than 50 times, or like for less than 50 looks. I'm gonna operate in the number of looks, because if I were to count down all the shade uses, that would be like insane numbers, and I can't. That would be too complicated. So I'm just gonna operate with the number of looks. So my first palette that I want to talk about is at the spot number 10, and I've used this one for 55 looks so far, and that's the Spring Magic palette from Unearthly. I adore this palette so much. Like, it's such a gorgeous palette. It was actually given to me by my friend Danielle. She's called Federo Beauty here on YouTube and also on Instagram and all social media, and she's amazing. And she had this palette. She didn't really need it in her collection, so she decided to declutter it to me, and I still love it. Like, I mention this all the time. It has been in my top 3 palettes from my entire collection. Like, it's just a palette that I always come back to. It's so gorgeous. It's absolutely perfect. I love using this all the time. And yeah, I mean, do you see this? It's absolutely beautiful. I currently only have one pan here in the shade Cloud, but all of these shades have been used many times. There's a good dip on this pinky shade. This white shade has been used so much. There's a good dip on this pink shimmer shade, this shimmer shade, and also this blue purple shimmer. Like, I love it. Oh, and cozy is, sorry, breezy, and that one is also very gorgeous, and just I love this one. I hope it's gonna get in like my project 20 uses or something like that. I would love to have it in a more like a long-term project, something that I can work on for a while, or maybe like project level up for like level 4 or 5. I know it's a little bit bigger palette, but I would just love working on this for a longer period of time, and I would have such a blast with this. Like, I just there's like hard eyes every single time I look at this. Like, this makes me so happy. I don't think I know enough words in English to describe how happy this actually makes me. So that's number 10. Number 9 is a palette that has been in my collection for a very, very long time. And I think it's technically, well, it's definitely expired because I've had it for 3 years. It was one of the first palettes that I've reviewed on this channel. Like, not the first one, but one of the first. Is it 4 years now, maybe? Maybe it's gonna turn 4 years this year. Well, but it still works, so I'm still gonna keep it. I am checking on this one very often to make sure that it's not like moldy or anything, because you never know with older palettes. But this is the Serpent palette from Makeup Beauty Shop. This is a collaboration with Martha's Makeup, which is a Swedish content creator, I believe. Or Norwegian. No, she's Swedish. I'm quite sure about that. It's such a beautiful grungy color story. Like, also very pretty, very gorgeous. There was a time 3 years ago or 4 years ago or whenever I bought this where I would use this almost every single day. Like, I loved it. It was my go-to palette for the whole summer when I first bought it, and I used to just love these neon yellows with the, or I mean, I still love them, and I still wear these shades a lot. But lately I've been also experimenting with shades that are kind of complete opposite of this. But like 3 years ago, this was me. This was all I would wear, and the Serpent palette has been used for 50 looks exactly. There's 4 pans already, and I don't think it would be really hard to get more pans because it's just such a great formula. The shimmers are absolutely stunning. They're so, I mean, it's Makeup Beauty Shop and their specialty is single shades. So they're amazing at shimmers, and the mattes are very good. They're not like Blend Bunny or Fantasy Cosmetica or, you know, Bella Beauty Bar, but they're very, very good and reliable. Even the neons, which neons are really hard to formulate, but these still work and look beautiful, and it's still a palette that I like to reach for once in a while. I don't use it as often as I used to because I have so many palettes, but once in a while I'll do reach out for this one, and it has never betrayed me. And then a palette that actually didn't start with a lot of uses last year, but thanks to a couple of projects and also thanks to the fact that I actually really love this, and I kind of made it my like soft goal for 2025 to use this palette a lot because it's beautiful, and I just really wanted to get the uses out of it, and make sure that I cherish this formula because it's my only palette from that brand, and it means so much to me to have this palette. I'm so grateful that I was able to buy it, and I think it's still available, and it, you know, like, I'm even toying with the idea that if I ever use this up before it gets discontinued, I might repurchase this palette. Like, that's how serious I am about this one, and it's the Dragon Eye palette from Ulta Beauty. This one currently has 59 uses, so that puts it at the 8th spot. So 59 looks created with this. It was twice rolled into my Project Level Up last year, and it's also been in, like, you know, my winter collection, and I've used this for a couple of like special occasions throughout the year. It has so many pans. It's so beautiful. It's a very gorgeous formula, and I also love that the pans are kind of smaller. I like it. I like the fact that it's a small palette. It's so easy to carry. It's so easy to like travel with, especially when I'm going on a weekend to my grandparents' house. Like, it's just nice to have something like this, or when I'm going somewhere for a couple days. And it still has the most beautiful shimmer formula. Like, I love this. It's so sparkly, it's so good looking, and the matte shades are so easy to work with. They're very good. I think this is Italian formula. Yeah, it was made in Italy. And I mean, and then the packaging, I love dragons. I love dragons so much. And I actually have a friend, and she has the Desert Monsoon. Well, the kind of like the yellowy color story, the one that has the yellow like somewhere around here, I think. I don't know if it's Desert Monsoon or if it's the other one, but she has that palette, and she kind of messaged me and said that maybe if I would want to, she would declutter that palette to me. So, you know, maybe I'm gonna have another palette from Ulta Beauty, and I would love to. Like, they're so good. They're so good. So that's Dragon Eye. As I said, it's at 59 uses right now, It's at 59 looks right now, and it's actually started at 16 last year. So I've used it more than 40 times in the past year, and I mean, it deserves it. It's truly beautiful palette. Then I have the Glam Shop Sorbeti palette from Glam Shop, obviously. I'm sorry. I just had an exam at the uni, so I'm kind of, my brain is not working. But this one is at, let me actually find it. Oh, so the Sorbeti palette is currently at 63 looks, and it was actually at 17 at the beginning of the year, and that's because I had one of the matte shades in my Pendos eyeshadows, and then I was also working on this just because it has some beautiful shimmers that I like. It's kind of the same idea as the Dragon Eye. Like, you have some neutral basic matte shades and then the most beautiful, sparkly, gorgeous shimmers. So that's the Sorbeti, but I'm gonna try to carefully show you because there's one shade that has a huge band that kind of keeps shadowing on me. I don't know if this palette will survive till the next year. I might use it as much as I can this year and then declutter it because some of the shimmers are genuinely like, you know, a little bomb. But yeah, it's at 63 looks now, and I have 1, 2, 3 pans. I have a couple of shades I would like to hit a pan this year, just to, you know, make sure that it's actually properly used. I thought it smells, but it's actually something else. I don't think it's the palette. So it's still good quality. I've had this for maybe 3 years. Well, it's definitely been 2 years. That's for sure. I'm not sure about 3 years. And like, do you see the shimmers? I'm sorry, but they're, am I gonna swatch? Like, I'm sorry, but like, come on. This is gorgeous. I'm also gonna swatch the Shimietos because like, ooh, that's so pretty. Like, do you see how wet looking it is? This is kind of formula that every single time I see it in the swatch, I kind of want to lick it. Like, I know that's really strange response to seeing this, but you know, it looks like it would taste amazingly. So that's where we are. Next up, number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. So this is number 6. It's one of the oldest palettes in my collection. It's one of the first indie brands that I've ever tried. At least like the indie. Well, this probably has been my first like proper indie palette. So this is the Hela palette from Odense. It's a collaboration with Angelica Nyquist, which I was such a fan at that time. I'm still a fan. I still watch most of her videos. And so good. I technically only have one pan here, but I've used out of all of these shades. So many of them have been used like over 15 times. So, you know, she's been used. She's been around and she's been used. And this one has been used for 65 looks. I actually haven't really used it all that much last year. I think I've only used it for like 5 looks or 4 looks, but it's rolled into one of my projects this year. So majority of these shades should have pan on them at the end of the year, or maybe even all of them. Like, we'll see how, but I want to use this a lot. Maybe we can get closer to like 100 looks with this one. That would be incredible. And there's so many shades. Like, this one is almost at the pan, this one. I mean, I could point to every single one of them. This one's there's like a crater in there, like it's such a huge dip. So yeah, that one is amazing. And I love green. I mean, I'm wearing green look today, so duh. So pretty. Then, are we getting into 70s? I think we're getting into 70s. No? So, a palette that has one more look. So it's at 66, and it's palette number 5 is the Delicious Delights from Cosmic Beauty. This one will definitely get a lot of use this year because it's actually also in one of my projects. It's the Pende palette in order. Go check out my introduction. I will put it over here together with other projects that are like associated with these palettes. And this one is such a beautiful palette. It only has 2 pans, but a lot of them are very close to, no, it has two pans, sorry, I can't see. But this one has been used for 66 looks. It's gorgeous. It's one of my favorite palettes. Like I love, 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 adore, absolutely, like, you know, my heart just goes for pastel shades. And this is such a good color story. Like, it's not just pastels, it has some mid-tones, some deeper tones, and they're so good. Like, in my opinion, this is such a well curated color story. I adore it. So that's the Delicious Delights. Then I think we are getting into the 70s, because the next palette, so palette number 4, is the Sweet as Can Be palette from Colourpop. It's the Winnie the Pooh collaboration. This one is also part of one of my projects, so together with the Hella palette. Because it's getting older, this one is definitely one of the like oldest palettes in my collection. I mean, I don't even want to look up when I got this, but it's been a while. It's been a good while. Let me actually see it because I am at the spreadsheet. 2022. Yeah, so this July, it's gonna be 4 years old. The thing is, I don't know how long you can keep Colourpop's formula because they don't list the period after opening for some reason. Like, I thought that that's legally like mandatory, but apparently it's not, or I don't know. It's so pretty. Like, yeah, some of the shades aren't the best. Like these sequin shades, they're kind of really like brittle, and the shimmers are Colourpop shimmers, so there's nothing to write home about. But you know, technically there's like 4 shades that are genuinely gorgeous. But those 4 shades, and I love the color story, and I love Winnie the Pooh, and I love the collaboration. It's just, oh, so great. So this one has been used for 71 looks, and it's so pretty, and it's so small, and it's so cute. And also I love the fact that I have like brow shades with the browns. I have this shade which looks beautiful as a like blush topper highlighter type of situation. Also this one you can use that way. I have used this one as blush a couple times. It works. It's not like the nicest blush, but it works. So it is also a palette that I can kind of travel with very easily. Then next up is a palette that I don't like. I can show you the packaging, but I can't really show you the inside. I can show you the inside, but it's not gonna be the original inside, because next up is the Legend of Korra palette at number 3. It has been used for 77 looks. It's ever since I bought this palette, I've just been obsessed with that color story, and it's surprisingly really good formula. Yes, the shimmers are not all that great, but I have replaced most of the shimmers in this palette. But the matte shades are gorgeous, especially that yellow matte and the blue matte. Ooh, like the light blue, the pastel-y. So good. So I can show you how it looks like now, but I'm currently storing my Winter BYOP in this palette, so there's not much you can, like, I think there's only one shade. Yeah, I think the only shade that's original to this palette is this one, or maybe also this one actually, now that I'm thinking about it. So, you know, I don't have the original shades here. They're kind of stored with my singles collection, but I have used this palette for 77 looks. I mean, it probably had like 30 looks in the first year that I've owned this, so it has been one of my favorite palettes, and definitely my favorite Colourpop palette. And then we're getting into my Pendos palettes. So number 2 is, and I don't think it's going to be a surprise for anyone, is the Salmon 2 palette from Oden's Eye. This one has been rolled into my Pendos palette. It's actually been in my Pendos palettes last year as well, but it was there just to hit pan on every single shade. And this year, working to completely pan it, like to completion, and don't have any of these shades left. So this is the Salmon 2. It's currently been, well, at the end of 2025, because I have just that statistic. I could look up their current balance, but I don't want to. I just want to have the numbers from the end of the year. So we were at 169 looks, so there's quite a jump. 169 looks, and that's how this palette looks like. I mean, it looks beaten up. It looks like someone abused it, and that is true. I use it a lot. I'm not very gentle with it, and it has seen some good days and some bad days. But yeah, this one is part of my Pendos palettes for this year. And the funny thing is, I have so little product, well, so little, there's still a lot of product left, but you know, in terms of how much product there was at the beginning of its life, I have so little product left that every single use is visible. Like you can really see every single time I use these eyeshadows, and they're also getting a little bit more powdery, so that's another thing. But it's gorgeous. I love this color story. It's one of the most beautiful rainbow color stories I've ever seen, and like and the packaging goes so well with it because you can get so much inspiration from for color combinations just from the packaging alone. It's gorgeous. I wish that Odense I would still do palettes like these. I feel like what they do now is very predictable. Like I don't want to say predictable, but I just don't get the wow effect from their releases. I don't even know if I actually saw their last releases. Like sometimes I just see a notification somewhere, usually on Instagram, it just kind of disappears within a couple of minutes, and apparently it's from Odense Eye, but like I don't they don't have the excitement anymore for me, and I've heard that from a lot of people, so I feel like they're kind of losing their base audience. But also I'm sure that there's new people coming in and flooding in, so I don't think they really need me to you know, rave about their new palettes, but their old ones are really good. Like these, gorgeous. I obviously used up two of the Christmas palettes from the original Christmas launch last year. I've used them up last year, and yeah, this year it's gonna be this one. Maybe like I hope I'm gonna be able to use it up. It's getting closer to it. And then number one, the most used palette, and it kind of is because I also use it not just for my eyes, but actually mostly I use it on my face as highlighter, because it's just so pretty for it. It has some of the most beautiful topper shades I've ever seen, but they're not like typical eyeshadow toppers that are usually a bit too much for the face, but these actually look beautiful on the face and very, very sparkly. And it's the Beauty Bay Mini Charms palette. Now this one has been used for 203 times. We're actually way over that, like it's almost in 230. But for the purpose of this video, we're at 203 uses, and it's gorgeous. It's very beautiful. As you can see, there's one shade that we've completely used up. This one is just holding on to dear life. This one we don't have a lot. This one we don't have a lot. This one we don't have a lot. So this one will get used up this year, and it's a really pretty palette. It's just like a small shimmer palette, but still, I can't believe, like when I first bought it, I would never have guessed that it would be so popular with me and that I would actually use it so much and have so much fun with it and like actually rave about it. And that's why I don't like to, like for example, if I do a review of a palette, like the initial couple looks, one palette review, I still like to use that palette multiple times before I put it in my monthly haul, because there's so many palettes that I felt like maybe they're not the best from the get-go, but then the more I try them, the more I realize that I actually love them. There are some palettes that I've tried that I felt are really, really cool, and then after a couple of uses, I realized that I actually don't feel the need to reach for it. But most of the time, I get like positively surprised, and that's amazing. Like I think that's how it should be. Like or at least it's definitely the better outcome than to get kind of disappointed with what you have. So those are my top 10. My least used palettes would obviously be the ones that are the newest, but there are a couple, and there were a couple palettes that were like a little older, like maybe a year older, that weren't as used in my collection, but those were decluttered at the end of last year, so at the end of the year. So yeah, I just have palettes that I love to use and that I enjoy rotating in my collection and in my like everyday makeup type of wear. And yeah, so that's everything for this video. Let me know what are your most used palettes in your collection, and if you could guess how many times you've used them, like how many days you've worn them. I suppose it's probably gonna be palettes that you use for like a daily look, which I never do. I don't have any like daily type of palette. But if you do, please let me know down below. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope I'm gonna see you tomorrow for another one. So have a wonderful day, and bye guys.